Now, do we have some bakers in the house? Yo! This is good though. Hello favorite people, welcome back to Naija Foodies Kitchen, and today we are going to be baking. I can't tell which I like more between baking and cooking. Well, for me, baking seems to be more scientific. What do I mean? Like, you have to get your measurements right, you have to do everything correctly. But cooking is more flexible. If you salt a food and it's too much, you can always add something to patch things up. But trust me, for baking, it is what you make that you get. And today I'm going to be making this yummy vanilla sponge cake without oven, without mixer. So yes, let's get straight into mixing the butter and the sugar and the eggs to give you that fluffy cake, the fluffiest. Okay, that's okay. Okay. All right, so I'm going to start by getting into one of the most important, if not the most important thing you'll be needing here today, and that is your skill. Trust me, guys. Well, for me, skill has to be the most important thing, because you can bake without an oven, you can actually bake without a mixer, but you cannot bake accurately without a skill, be it a digital skill or the regular skill. Please just have this in your kitchen. You know, it's one of the things you should have in your pantry. So yes, it is really important, and it's not so pricey actually. I think you could get for as low as 2,000 naira. Yes, 2,000 naira would get you a good skill. Yes, a digital skill that, you know, that would help you. It just makes a difference. I cannot emphasize too much on this. You need a digital skill. I know some people say, oh, measuring cups works, but they don't really give you the accurate results you want, and then they just don't do the work as much as having a digital skill. All right, with that said, I'll be scaling my sugar, butter, and every other thing I have here right now. I place my measuring bowl on it, and at 0 I begin to measure whatever I want to measure. All right, so I have the recipe in the description below, so just click on it for the full recipe while you just follow me here as I begin to measure. All right, so yes, 0 it is now. All right, so we have the butter now, or the margarine, and then I'll just add in the sugar. Don't forget that this has been measured as well. All right, so I've added the sugar into this, and we are just going to get into mixing. Wait, what were you thinking? Yes, we are using turning stick right about now to turn this. Do you know that you cannot overmix with your hand? It has really been proven that you can't overmix any of these things with your hand. We are not going to be doing this for too long. We just want to mix the butter and the sugar in properly. All right, so don't get scared that your muscles are going to tear apart. They will not tear apart, trust me. Just have fun. This is fun. I mean, you're baking for yourself, for your family. You want to show them that you can make a very good cake without having a mixer, without having that oven. So yes, just mix it. And also, I've heard people say things like, when you're mixing, don't change your hand like don't change your hand. Why? If I'm tired, I will change my hand a big. All right, so we're going to be mixing this for till the butter is softened. This is going to be our oven. This is the improvised oven. Anyway, when I started baking myself, when I didn't have an oven, the only thing I had was a pot and the use of sand. And it worked for me. That's the truth. Like, it really worked for me every single time. All I needed to do was just bring out a turning stick, turn the butter and sugar. After that, put it on my oven, my specialized oven. So yes, this is like a very great method. It works perfectly. The sound is going to regulate the heat, so you don't have an issue. Trust me, you don't have no problem trying this. No, the sound is not going to get into the cake. It's just going to regulate it. And unless you've been told that this cake wasn't baked using an oven, trust me, nobody would guess, because it will still be as fluffy and as delicious and as yummy as it should. All right, I just went outside, packed sand, poured it into the pot, and I'm about to light it up now. Where's my lighter? I can't find my lighter, guys. Okay, I've seen it. All right, so I'm just going to cover this up to get heated, right? And now I'm just going to quickly grease my pan with margarine and some flour. I'm going to dust this with flour. I'll be adding a cup of vanilla oil to this. I love vanilla oil. And I'll just mix. So the next thing I'll be doing is breaking my eggs into a bowl. Like I always say that it's important that you first break your eggs into a bowl before, that's because of shell. You don't want to have any shell in your mix. So I'll just whisk this. I'm just going to set it aside. Then I'll be adding the baking powder to my sifted flour. Don't forget, you have to sift your flour. If you're not sure how to do that, just check out my video on puff puff. It's up there on the screen. You're adding this and a pinch of salt. All right, I'm just going to be adding my flour and egg now. Start with the flour. Just add this, and I'll alternate with egg. And you have to be gentle now. Like, if you're not gentle with this, you're going to activate the gluten. It's going to be overmixed and it's going to be very hard. I've added that, so I'm going to be adding egg to this. I'm going to mix properly. The whisked egg now, don't forget. Properly mix. So I'll just add and mix again. Adding my flour gently. Just gently. I want it properly mixed but not over mixed. So I'm reducing the power now. My hand power, just to be sure that I'm not over mixing this. So I'll just add the remaining and still mix. Gently. Slowly. I'm done with this, and I'll just be adding the last batch of my whisked egg while I mix properly. So my cake batter is ready. Ready, guys. Gosh, I love baking. Oh, I really do. Baking is my escape route. And I'm just going to be putting this straight into my pan. I want the spread to be even, so I'm just going to eat this like this, alright, and take it straight into the improvised oven. Okay. Okay. Whew. Our roasted sand is here, and it's actually hot enough to bake. So I'm just going to place this inside. So you don't have to double the pan, that's going to take more time. And I'm going to reduce the heat, but if I don't do that, it's going to burn. Right, don't worry, the sand is going to regulate your cake, and all you just have to do is to cover and let it bake. Let it rise. Let it bake, let it rise, let it do what it's supposed to do. Alright, so I'm just going to be putting a skewer into this to see it. Ooh, look at that. It came out super clean. So yes, our cake is ready, and I'll be removing it from the pan now. This took about an hour, yes, approximately 60 minutes to get to this level of goodness. So yeah, can you see it's actually
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head.
oh goodness, can you see how soft it is? Now my house smells of vanilla flavor. It's not so good. So yes, this is it. Very soft and absolutely yummy. You really should try this. So we've got some bakers in the house now. Alright, please drop your comments below. If you have any question, just drop it below, and don't forget to share this video. There is love in sharing, so why not just please share this video, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for sticking with me. Honestly speaking, it means a lot to me. Thank you once again, and I'll see you very soon.